Welcome back to Raven's Blood List. So I just recently played through Resident Evil 2 Remake. Really good game, by the way. I played through Leon and Claire. I want to talk about, though, Resident Evil 1.5. What 1.5 was, not many of you know. Some truly hardcore fans of Resident Evil do know about it. Was the game before Resident Evil 2. It was 70% complete at the time, and actually included a couple different characters than the original 2. In Resident Evil 1.5, it actually included Leon Kennedy, as we know he is today, and another character, Elsa Walker, who happens to turn into Claire in the original. So before they scrapped everything, you can actually get Elsa Walker's outfit in Resident Evil 2. She was a bike-loving college student who comes to the RPD for refuge, so it's different. It actually doesn't tie into the other Resident Evil with looking for her brother Chris. Has nothing to do with that. She just happens to be, she needed a safe place, and happened to be the police station, well, kind of. You know, they each have their supporting character, Elsa and Leon. Leon had an Umbrella scientist, Ada. So Ada wasn't the spy. She wasn't working for another company. She actually worked for Umbrella in this version of 1.5. And of course, Marvin, the police officer, where everyone knows who Marvin is if you played it, the original or the new one. Elsa had John and Sherry Birkin. I'm guessing John was Ada's husband, because they do mention it, because she was married. She had a husband. If you dive deeper into that, I'm not going to go into all that. We don't really know who John was in that case. It had a greater focus on action, too. It included machine pistols, various shotguns and assault rifles, and even grenades. They had a bigger roster of creatures, too. They had an infected gorillas and a hybrid spider monster. Blood splatters and damage would have permanently stained Leon and Elsa's clothes, and both could don body armor to reduce attack damage. Why it didn't make it through is because the two working on the game could not agree together what they wanted. It ended up being like super cheesy. So I would have liked to play part of it, like maybe like a demo form. There is mods you can play this. The environments were brightly lit too, so which fails everything on a horror aspect. It can't really be scary if you can see everything. Even though I turn the brightness setting up to the highest level on any horror game. He wanted, I was, forgive me wrong, Noboru Shigemurio. I'm probably gonna get horrible. I'm so bad with pronouncing names. I'm sorry. But he was given a build to play, and his feedback was blunt. They needed to start over from scratch. He did not like this. Hideki Kamiya had admitted that his inexperience led to mistakes being made. So the two realized they clashed over the certain elements of the game. The two realized that one guy is like, okay, I made mistakes on making this game. And the other guy's like, yes, you need to start over. And that's what ended up happening. We ended up with Resident Evil 2, the way it was classically, which happened to sell a lot and happened to be the most famous Resident Evil besides Resident Evil 4, which Leon's in both of those. Go figure, which is kind of funny. My personal favorite's Resident Evil 3, so. With the amount that it's sold, though, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Resident Evil 3 remake. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. So that's the little information we have about that. Brief background, people don't know what that was. So, you know, after they scrapped it, Elsa Walker got turned into Claire Redfield, sister of Chris, so they tied everything together, and it provided a link to the first title. Ada became a spy, and John turned into the ill-fated shop owner Robert. So, poor Robert Kendo. If you guys play the remake, they flesh him out so much better than the original. The original, you know, he just pulls a shotgun on you. Basically, he gets eaten by the zombies. But in the remake, spoiler, he has a daughter, so that kind of makes it a little interesting. And Ghost Survivors, we'll see more into that. So the heavy weaponry was removed, the infamous liquor monster was added, and Umbrella was kept around so future sequels could focus on the fight against them. Also, after in 1.5, Umbrella was already finished until it wasn't like until, which would have been stupid because then we wouldn't have the franchise as we do. Obviously, you know, Umbrella doesn't become finished until Resident Evil 4, other stocks drop, and then Tricell takes over. But as a little brief history lesson on Resident Evil 1.5 and 2 as a whole, I think it was just good to make this video because, you know, Resident Evil's out. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to see you on the battlefield and in the fog. This is Ravensbloodlust. Bye.